Hi, beautiful. If you're saying this, it means you're totally ready to receive. Finally. Because you've always been a giver and you always had issues in receiving fully and completely, feeling like you did not deserve or you were not worthy of receiving or you didn't need anything or to receive, Source wants to say that these were ways for you to protect yourself in the only way that you knew at that time, which was to put a wall, an energetic wall on yourself. It's a boundary that was not allowing you to actually give and receive equally. So you've always been given so much, and even so much more than what you actually had to give. I'm talking to a collective that is very, very loving and giving, and because of this reason, they have been taken advantage of, and right now things are changed and are over on that level. I'm talking to someone who has realized their own power, and I want you to know that all of the universe is hugging you, squeezing you with a loving, 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 loving motion and support, because everybody has seen what you have transformed within yourself in order to become who you are right now. Your evolution has been paramount, has been so huge, so big, and that you can feel that this evolution is still going on, and you're happy about it, that you're actually grateful for it. There are not a lot of people that are actually grateful during the challenging moments, and you're one of the few who is actually able right now at this time, this very moment. This is a timeless reading, by the way, so whenever you watch this, this is going to resonate with you. Your heart is opening so much. There is all this expansion that is occurring within yourself, and it's an expansion that goes hand in hand with your DNA awakening, so awakening all the junk parts, never been junk, but they're dormant parts of the DNA, and you have been doing it so beautifully, so gracefully, and nobody is perfect. We had moments in which we fell into the trap of old paradigms, because they're there, and Spirit is showing me that these old paradigms are there like vines, and when we allow ourselves to go in the downward spiral, actually the vine starts constricting us, literally like a boa constrictor, and therefore we are being kept there by ourselves, by our thoughts, unless we break the pattern, and we do that by going to sleep, by resting, by meditating, by cutting cords, and then by changing the habit that is actually creating that thought pattern, bringing us back into the downward spiral, so that we can exit that vortex and get into the upward spiral vortex, which is the one resonating with the highest good, the one resonating with our own divine self, with our upper chakras, where our lower chakras and upper chakras meet here in the heart and solar plexus that have become one. And all of these things, it sounds like a lot. I'm scratching over here right now, and it is a lot. It is a lot, and it's very itchy sometimes. It's itchy stuff, and it is not for the fainted heart, they say, but it's not for everyone, but it's for everyone at their own level, at their own depth, at the depth that they can actually perceive and process information at this time. And The thing is that if once upon a time we used to judge because we were judging ourselves, right now we have come into the frequency of non-judgment, not because we do not care, because judging is not caring. Sometimes judging is associated with caring. If you don't judge that situation, it means that you don't give a ding-a-dang. No, it's not that. We don't judge because we understand that if we judge, we're judging ourselves. We're judging a part of ourselves. If we judge, it's just not part of our frequency any longer to judge. If we judge, we are putting ourselves into the downward spiral vortex where we shouldn't be. So Spirit is actually right now like enhancing the message. It's highlighting this message, focusing on the fact of what we want to manifest, focusing on the energy that we want to manifest, focusing on the energy that we want to embody, so we can manifest it. Because whatever you have inside is literally represented outside of yourself. It's like being in a theater where the image gets projected into the screen, but the image comes from you. Okay, so the beam of light that is projected into your reality, that you perceive as reality, it's actually you. And therefore, there is no separation between the two. And once we understand this, we understand that by being the highest that we can be of support, frequency-wise, and from any point of view, and everything is frequency, by the way, we can be of support, and we are of support to the whole cosmos. And we serve the highest, because the highest, and there is no judgment in the words high, low, it's just a state, okay, and doesn't have any connotation, any judgmental connotation to it. We're freeing ourselves, we're freeing others, we're creating the space within ourselves to go even higher and be in our own divine frequency. And by doing that, we allow others to do the same. How so? Because we create the space inside of ourselves, and that space is actually felt by everything and everyone outside of ourselves. And then you will be like, yeah, but we're individuals. Yes, we are, but we're all one. We're united, we're one with Source, and everybody is coming from Source. Everybody is a ray of light emitting from Source, but we're not separated. We are the same kind of light, just with different shades, with different textures, characteristics, we would call them in human language, to express everything that we are, like we all are different. But just because we're different, it doesn't mean that we are lower, higher, or more important, less important. Not at all. And an evolved human being understands this at the core of his heart. And so like the angels and our spirit team also wants to really it feels like you need some sort of a confirmation right now that you are actually seen, loved, supported just the way that you are, and that you are going on the right path. Maybe you have been feeling a little bit of doubts, maybe you have been feeling and asking yourself, am I doing the right thing right now? Am I in the right state of mind? Maybe you have not seen the manifestation, the reality that you want to see for yourself and for others outside of yourself. And Spirit also wants to say, but remember that you can only change your own reality. And by being the highest of your frequency, then yes, you can definitely impact wider and wider, because your electromagnetic camp becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And therefore, you're actually able to I was about to say interfere, but it doesn't have any fear inside of it. So it's not that. You're able to encompass everyone into your field, where everybody is going to find that space and elevation that they come from, where they come from, you know, the heavenly space. So source is saying it just takes patience, okay? And it's also talking about the fact that we must, can you please repeat? Yeah, it's talking about the balance that we must reach within ourselves in order for us to anchor and vibrate constantly, that vibration of love, because it's not a utopia. Okay, so here we go. So maybe I'm talking to somebody, maybe you have thought, is love utopia? Is love something real, or is it something that we have some sort of made up, or is it something that can be really achieved at this time, in this lifetime, with this kind of conditions, with this kind of society, with this kind of world and everything that is going on? Is it possible really, or am I just losing my mind? And Spirit is saying absolutely not. You know, you're not losing your mind. And it's 11:11 as we say this. Everything that your heart desires from a space of love, of unity, and of harmony, it's absolutely achievable. And it's not only achievable, it's our future. Okay, so Spirit is actually saying that you're tapping into the future. You're tapping into that parallel reality where you come from, which is called heaven. And it is, you're living already in different realities. Also, this wants to say, Spirit wants to say this. So you have been living in different kinds of realities. And I don't know if you have been doing it consciously, so you have been lucid. It could be that you have been lucid on all of these parallel realities that you have accessed, because your electromagnetic camp becomes so big, your radio station signal becomes so heightened, sensitive, and what is the last word? Elongated, like your bandwidth, you know, it's so big that without taking away from anyone else, okay, like there is never a comparison, all right, but you are able to access all of these kind of dimensions basically, okay? And some of us are doing it consciously, and I do believe that I feel that if you're here, I know that you can totally relate to these words, you know. So if you are, actually write something in the comments below if you feel like it, because it would be awesome to actually receive your feedback on this, and for others as well to read it. And hold on a second, I gotta get back to my channel. So in about interferences, you see, like I was already actually tapping into what would have happened in a couple of seconds after, you know. So there was an interruption of the channel due to someone who is calling me from the other room. And I want you to know that no matter what happens, we're always connected. We're always tapped in, all right? And God, Source, Universe, 1414 right now, as we say this, is requesting you to stay on your highest as much as possible, no matter what you have around you, all right? Because if you do, you are going to be shifting even sooner, all right? And there is no time in heaven, literally. There is no time. So God also wants to tell you that you're accessing heaven. You have felt the glimpses of heaven. You are in heaven right now, 1444, as we say this. And you just have to anchor the frequency and really like embody to the fullest this frequency. So right now for you, it's just about it's a matter of staying on this frequency as much as possible, and understanding that everything, like even what we call interferences, are just a part of the flow. You know what I mean? The challenges are just part of the flow. They're not something separate. And in this way, by not separating, we're actually able to keep our frequency united with the one source of creation at all times. All right? Because we're not like, oh, you're interrupting me, what the hell, kakala, no, we're not like that. We are okay, you're part of my flow. You know what I mean? You're part of my flow, you're part of my reality at this time, and I accept you, and I vibrate my highest frequency no matter what. Okay, so embrace this change, 1555, as we say that. And yeah, this is my message for you right now. And I'm going to go attend my responsibility, because I feel it is my responsibility to actually go in the other room at this moment and take care of what I need to. Okay? So I love you so much, guys, and I hope that this was helpful, in giving you a confirmation of where you're at right now. And I want you to know they're always supported, always loved, and there is no separation between me and you and everyone.